A woman was burnt alive on a New York City subway car by an illegal immigrant. A man was pushed in front of a subway car on New Year's Eve. Is New York City seeing a huge uptick in crime? I asked locals the question. Feel New York City's crime has gone worse in the last few years, or is it the same? I don't know how long you lived here.
I've been living here for 34 years. I'm from Denmark, and I think that New York goes through stages, and I think it's particularly bad right now because there's a lot of homelessness, and they have no place to go. And I think it's a result of COVID. It's just a lot of loneliness that has resulted in like homelessness and people, losing their minds, honestly.
Right.
I feel safe. Maybe it's because I'm so big. I mean, I'm a pretty tall person, but I don't feel unsafe.
Do you feel like all these news outlets, they cover the recent fire, the homeless person who got.
That's horrible.
All
yes.
these. Do you feel like, does that make you feel different though when you see these horrific events happening? Does that make you feel like the city's like?
Well, I stay away from the subway.
Oh, really?
I walk everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I walk everywhere. I used to work out at SUNY Downstate a long time ago, and that was in the 90s, and it was bad at that time. Going across the parking lot, we were told, you can't go across the parking lot right now because, there's a lot of suspicious types right now.
Right, but now it's safer than it was in the 90s. You feel like
Yeah.
you don't ride subway anymore, but
again, New York changes all the time. Like in the early 90s, it was really bad. I mean, I had kids I would take to the playground here. We were parents who had to go through the sandbox to try to find needles and little bags with happy faces. And then that was 1994, 1992, 93, 94. Then we had a different mayor. So 1995, I actually moved to Paris in 1994, and then I came back in 95, and it was totally changed, and it had been cleaned up. And that's the credit of Giuliani. He has completely destroyed his legacy now. But
yeah, are you in the mayor election? So who are you voting for? Are you focusing on this election very hard right now? In general, the mayor election?
We need to get rid of Adams, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone who's good enough alternative at the moment?
I wouldn't mind Cuomo coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did a good job during COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone was waiting for him at noon, for his press conference.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a pretty good job, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, again, after Giuliani, things were pretty solid, I think.
Okay.
I'm talking from a point of view as a parent. And my kids, they went to Little Red, and so they had to go through the park.
Right.
And I was not nervous about the park. I've not been nervous about the park.
Okay.
I'm not really nervous about the park now.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I think you have to put it into perspective. I also feel that things get really hyped up if you go on New York Post and all of these. I go on the reels.
Yeah, on Twitter it gets wild.
I'm not on Twitter.
Oh, okay, good for you.
I'm not on Twitter.
I see all these just explosion of people angry by saying New York City.
I would say the thing that I am concerned about are people who are unpredictable, people who have mental health issues, because you never know.
Yeah,
they are unpredictable.
Yeah,
they might hear a voice that says something to them that you have no control over.
When I saw the person who got pushed in the subway tracks,
yes,
that was story was for me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable to happen. But
they need more police presence in the subway, not people who are on their phones.
I know the governor is talking about doing some more. There was a proposal to add more cops between 9 p.m. and I think 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Right now, they're going to talk about it, I think, in the legislature, but I don't know if that will. Hopefully, the thing is, not all subway cars can have cops. That's the thing, So New York City is so big. There's so many subway stations, so many subway cars covering everything. I hope they they do something. But yeah, thank you so much for chatting with
You
me.
are-
You see all these high-profile cases of crime in New York City right now. I mean, what is your feeling? Do you feel safer in New York right now compared to last year or the years before?
I don't feel any different. I've lived here my entire life. So for me personally, it's the same. It's just a matter of, I guess, like being smart, like not staying too close to the edge of the train tracks, all that type of stuff. I don't think like it's changed that much. I just think the approach and the exposure of the city and what they're like bringing light to is different. But I think overall it's the same.
Do you? I mean, I have to ask this: do you feel safe riding the subway at nighttime? Did you feel that way? Like, does your mood about riding the subway at night change at all over your lifetime?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
I feel like me riding the subway in the morning versus night is not really that much different, especially because the times that I personally ride, there's a lot of people coming on and off. So I don't know. For me, it's not that different. I would just say the exposure is different for people, like talking about it more and like bring light to it. But it's pretty much the same.
Do you think news coverage has been pretty inaccurate or wrong? People keep asking, like I've been asked repeatedly myself, like, is New York City safe or not? I don't know. Like, do you feel like that's like the wrong question, or people are like getting
I think
tricked?
it's the wrong question because any city can be deemed unsafe if you're just looking at all of the bad things about it. If you look at both good and bad, it kind of balances out. I feel like there is a lot of crime that needs to be addressed, but in terms of the news coverage, I feel like they're trying to cover the big things that are happening, and also in relation to like politics and all that stuff. They're trying to like kind of combine those and kind of shed light on the things that are, I guess, talked about more by like the governor and the mayor and things like that.
Are you going to vote in this coming election in the mayor? I guess, do you have any candidate you're like particularly like?
Not right now. I'm going to do my research first, and then when it comes around, I'll cast my vote for the person that I feel best is going to bring light on what the city needs, which I feel like is better transportation personally, and just like faster transportation and more expanded. I feel like it's very condensed right now in certain areas, and that's also why the crime is kind of keeps on repeating because it's not as spread out as it should be.
Gotcha. Thank you.